Johnny Vaughan.
Yes!
And this is Steve Brooker, also known as Mud God.
I actually want to change history.
Steve and his sidekick Rock are part of a licensed group of amateur archaeologists known as Mudlarks. They scour Britain's foreshores, searching not for buried treasure, but hidden history.
Oh, yes!
Tasty.
Wicked! That is tasty!
They've agreed to share with me their decades of knowledge and experience.
Come here, man, I love that!
Our adventures on the foreshore will propel us on historical quests that range from the sublime
Whoa! Yes!
to the painful
Hold the line, lad! Stay in the line!
to the downright disgusting. As we become MudMen. This week we're on the River Thames at Bankside in South London, just opposite St Paul's Cathedral. We discover the seedy past of this part of the South Bank.
Looks like the back of Johnny's pants.
As always, we find some historical gems hidden in the mud.
I love this show. I love just finding things.
And our finds see us show off our sporting prowess in weird and wonderful ways.
Little pig, little pig, little pig. On the way, on the way. Whoa, whoa. Little pigs, little pigs. Today we're here on Bankside on the South Bank of London. Now, it's always been culturally a very significant and busy place. Back in Elizabethan times, though, it had been a very different crowd down here, a very unsavory crowd. You've had pickpockets, prostitutes, and perhaps most unsavory of all, actors. People came down here to see cockfighting, bear baiting. There were 4 theatres here, including the Globe Theatre, which of course famous for Shakespeare, right behind me. And of course, you'd have had the stew houses or brothels. It really was a very seedy area. And that seediness makes me think of just one man. His name is Steve Brooker, and he's down there in the filth. Steve!
So, perfect conditions.
Another good day.
It is, yeah, but check how clean it is. We should have some really good stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, what do you notice about me today?
New tools.
Yeah. I have a new tool. I've given you a new tool.
I've got one as well.
And this is quite new for us, yeah? We're
We've
working
never
with
the holster, have we?
sheaths.
Sheaths. Hey, did you get Johnny one?
Well, no, remember, yeah, he's not part of the inner circle,
Well, right,
so
okay.
only you and I, yeah, get the sheaths.
Okay.
But I do have a new trail for Johnny. Oh, talking of which, did you hear that?
I did. It's got a really good ring to it. It's like a quick draw, isn't it?
Ready?
Ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Remember, we're part of a group of specially licensed mudlarks. Our permits from the Port of London Authority allow us to dig the Thames foreshore down to 3 feet 11 inches, while Johnny's only allows him to dig to 3 inches.
So this is part of the bottle dump at the bottom of Goat Stairs.
It's absolutely chocker, isn't it?
When you think that, you know, the globe is just there, so are some of these bottles, you know, they're coming out of the globe and everything,
they are.
yeah, just chucking it in.
Yeah. Just chuck it over the wall, wouldn't you?
But let's have a quick sniff around. Let's shuffle around. Ready? Shuffle around and we can see what we can have out. Now, you go for that. You've spotted that first.
All right, okay.
Or is it going to be whole? It's sort of a flagon.
Flagon handle, though, yeah?
Yeah, but think about it, yeah? I mean, this is probably Victorian, but they're still boozing up there. And go back 100 years.
And they're still chucking it in the river as well.
Yeah, they are. But, you know, we're talking Sin City up here.
Yeah.
And this is one of Johnny's favourites.
That's a tiny torpedo.
Now, that's really nice.
That's a tiny torpedo.
Torpedo bottles with their rounded ends were designed at the beginning of the 19th century to lie on their side, keeping the cork wet. This stopped the cork from shrinking and therefore prevented the newly created carbonated drinks from losing their fizz.
Looks like the back of Johnny's pants. Not that I've seen the back of Johnny's pants, but so his missus says.
Already there are plenty of finds coming up. Maybe it's time to go a bit Lone Ranger and do some searching on our own. Many of the items we find on the foreshore will have fallen out of people's pockets as they got off boats used to cross the river. This section here was also used by the Victorians as a rubbish dump, explaining why we find so many bottles from that era.
That's quite nice. I think that's probably, I don't know, it might be ink. Ink or perfume. But there you go, the lid that was on top of there, that fits on like that, so I'm going to keep those two together. So it was quite an ornate bottle, really. But nice little find.
In Tudor times, Bankside was outside London's city boundaries and therefore beyond the control of the city elders. This made it a haven for prohibited activities such as bear baiting, prostitution and shock horror, unlicensed acting.
Oi, Clint.
Hey!
What you had?
Trail, yeah, all good, all good, all good. Couple of bits. This is my star find so far. Pipe, decorated pipe. Can you see what's on the bottom of that?
Oh, that is wicked.
That is great,
I love
isn't
it. Check this out, it's really good. You got a football being kicked by a football boot, and it's got a really snazzy sock on. And also, what do you notice?
Whoa, the colour, the coloration.
Most of the pipes we find on the foreshore are white. But in Victorian times, as the demand for more elaborate pipes grew, there became a trend for different coloured pipes. It seems whoever had this one was a rather fancy football fan.
Check this out.
Go on, what you got?
It's really worn. But strange, because I can't tell what's going on it. But there's a guy lying on the floor, and it looks like the runner's giving them a good kick in the boys in the barracks. Or is it a rugby pipe? It's booze, it's women, it's sport, it's the ungodly side.
It's entertaining.
And talking of ungodly,
Yeah.
I can hear that voice of you know who.
It carries, isn't it, down the
Yeah, it
river?
does.
Suppose I'd better go and meet him whilst Rock keeps up the search.
Steve! Steve! You all right, Steve? You know what I mean?
MudMen.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Do you know where you are? Sin City.
Yeah.
Where's
It's like the sort of Vegas of London down here, is it?
Yeah, it
Or
was.
Soho.
Everything,
Yeah.
all those Georgian sailors coming down, where would they want to go? They'd want to go to here. I said Georgian sailors, not Lincoln pirates.
Shakespeare. Wink, wink. Why do you keep going down to Bankside? Well, it's the theatre I love, darling. Arr, arr, arr.
Not the Jolly Birds.
Not the Dolly Birds.
Not the Jolly Birds.
The cockfighting and the bear baiting, no. Sorry, Steve. OK, Steve, aside from all the sailor stuff, just the theatre, love. What are we going to find today?
Well, think where we are, yeah?
Yeah.
All that naughtiness going on up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have something from there.
Right.
Shall we move on?
Well, we could move on, except I've noticed you seem to have a new trowel sheath. Wow.
Look at that, baby. But look at the sheath. Now, this given us to my friends for the inner circle.
Yeah, for the inner circle.
Yeah, of the mudlarks.
Do you know what? I can feel, I know exactly what's coming on here. I haven't got one, have I? Like the knee pads.
No, you haven't got one, but...
You got me one,
No, you got a nice new trowel.
but no sheath.
No, it's inner circle stuff.
What's it?
You just stick it in your bucket for the time being. You've got to work to the knee pads, to work to the sheath. Oh, by the way, Rock's got a sheath. Come on, let's have a look.
Has he? Do you know something? It's sort of sick and playground bullying-ish.
This Bankside as the Wild West thing is clearly getting to Steve's head. He might think he's Butch Cassidy.
Honestly, it's just, no. You're not even very good at it.
But I am not his Sundance Kid. No sirree.
So we're coming up to Cannon Street here. Now, what's special about Cannon Street here is there's a Neolithic forest just behind it.
There's no forest there, I'm not stupid. It's buildings.
There is. There's a Neolithic...
Steve, you're seeing things. And are there pixies running around? And a gruffalo?
No.
There's no
There is a
Neolithic
Neolithic forest just here.
Is
This
there?
is a protected area from Cannon Street.
I can hear the banshees wail.
From Cannon Street onwards,
Yeah.
we can only go by eye.
Why?
Because it's protected. We're not
Why
allowed
is it
to use the
protected?
trail. Look at that Cannon Street.
The inner circle bullying goes on.
Cannon Street, here we come.
The Neolithic period spanned from around 4000 to 2500 BC. It was a time that saw the landscape of Britain change from being wild and forested to more agricultural as farming was introduced. Evidence of these former Neolithic forests have been discovered and protected.
There's no erosion here at all.
No, that's right, which is why we're going to move on to that section there.
Bit of erosion here.
Yeah, tiny bit. So, sink to your knees and then just straight back. So, I can see an item there.
Yep.
Can you see what I'm looking at? Look carefully, have a scrape.
No, I can't see. OK, look again. I've got it, because actually a wave just uncovered it. How's that?
How would you use that as like a dice?
No, it's just for a game called How's That. You get 2 of these, and I used to love it as a kid, but I was really into cricket. So if you and me are playing, yeah, you'll roll it first. You roll it as the bowler.
So this is the first on MudMen, yeah? You tell me, what age is that?
From looking at it, it is quite old, because as the ones I had in the 70s, these were a lot smaller inside. These are a lot sort of, I don't know, I reckon it's about, I reckon about 1960s, I reckon.
Hey. So I've got a lot of Hamilton bottles in my collection, all glass. I've never, ever, ever found a stone one, but this is a stone Hamilton bottle, and it's got some writing on the side. Effervescing, ginger beer, unfermented. And then on the other side, wicked. Stoker, London. That's fantastic. So that'd probably be, yeah, would be a ginger beer bottle, probably Victorian. So sort of 1880, that kind of age.
Vaughan, hurry up.
All right, coming. She's actually starting to cheese me off, this whole culture.
What, the inner circle
Yes,
culture?
it is starting to cheese me off.
Yeah, but if you had come here and said, Steve, come over here, we've got a bit of erosion going on here, that's inner circle material.
Oh.
And all you did,
No, down there, no, look. Oh, sorry. The outer circle strikes back. That'll teach him to be cocky with his trowel. Coming up, I remind Steve how old he'll be on his next birthday. 500 years old.
And things get a little too freaky for Johnny.
Steve, I don't like it. This week, me, mud god Steve Brooker and his sidekick Rock are on the River Thames at Bankside. It might historically have been a seedy area, but we still managed to get some high-class finds.
Oh, that is wicked.
That is great.
I love it.
And while the bullying inner circle boys try and keep me out of the loop, I'm determined to show I can mudlark with the best of them. With more of Steve's mud gang arriving, the pressure is really on me. The deadly duo of GM and Steph always come up with the goods, so I've really got to get my game head on.
Boy, get on your knees. Now, would you have spotted that?
It's a buckle. It's a buckle, yeah.
But it's a medieval buckle.
Is it?
So do we clean this or not? If it was something really important, we wouldn't clean this. But because it's so rusty, yeah. So all we're going to do, yeah, is we'll tap the outsides. If you tap the centre, we're going to lose it. So we tap off and
How old is this then, Steve? About 500 years?
It's medieval, yeah. And hopefully, yeah, we should get it to work.
I love this show. I love just finding things.
What, and making them work again?
You know, there are actual man-made items that are intact and 500 years old.
So all of a sudden, yeah, out of that rust, there you go, one working medieval buckle.
I think that's just brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. And when I get home, yeah, I'm going to make a little belt, yeah?
Yeah?
I'm going to make a little belt for my daughter's hamster. I'm going to put that buckle on there, so little Alfie can have his little belt like that.
It's really nice.
It's really nice, yeah.
No, that's a really nice touch.
Yeah. It'll look really good with his leather jacket. Well, it looks like we're rocking and rolling now, but I wonder how GM and Steph, the Bonnie and Clyde of the foreshore, are getting on.
Oi, oi!
Hi, Nick.
How you getting on?
I've done really well.
Yeah?
Yeah. But,
How well's really work? Look at
There you go.
that. Traders tokens. Oh, mate.
Oi, oi! Looks like GM's come up trumps with some 17th century trading tokens. A fascinating subject. Such coinage came about in the aftermath of the English Civil War when there was a shortage of small change. Merchants, hard-pressed to carry on their own businesses, created their own form of payment in the form of these tokens. As such, they often had specific information about the people who issued them. This one is from 1667. It comes from Maid Lane. Nice work, team. I wonder what Michael Lewis will make of it.
I'm working hard to impress the bullying inner circle, but Steve keeps winding me up. So I decide to leave him to it and show some of my finds to Rock. I do need knee pads though, Steve. Right, listen, I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to go see Rock. You all right, Rock?
JV!
Wood. You
How
all right,
you
matey? Yeah, not too bad.
How you been getting on?
Yeah, pretty good.
Get up.
Pretty good. I've had up. Get this, yeah? Talking about torpedo bottles. Torpedo bottle 1.
Good man.
Torpedo bottle 2.
Well done.
Pretty good. I know they're
Very
just
good.
fragments, but pretty good. What have you got? Torpedo.
So we've been doing pretty similar, really.
Have you brought those from home just to annoy me?
No, I haven't.
That is just magnificent.
Now that...
Let's just Let's just maybe chuck those away.
Yes, OK.
That is just amazing.
I know, I've only ever seen that in books, and I've never seen one in real life. And today I found
I got
the
really
majority
excited
of one.
about my fragments. But actually, yeah. What's the other one you got?
Well, it's a smaller torpedo bottle. So
Yeah.
the ones you've seen, they're the standard sizes.
Yeah.
Again, only in books have I ever seen these smaller versions of these torpedoes.
That's just beautiful.
I mean, that is
okay,
really
I'll tell you what else
beautiful.
I've had. I think this is from a bear.
That could be from a bear. I don't think it is.
Why?
Well, didn't bears have sharp teeth because they're meat eaters, and these are more sort of flat for grinding?
Okay, what I've done there is thought that was the bit that went into the gum, and I've actually got it upside down.
That's all right.
You see, what a difference. Bear from the bear pits fighting here. Sheep.
Yeah.
The difference is where the gum is. Gum's there. Okay.
There we go. Johnny, I've
Sorry,
noticed something
what?
creeping up on us behind.
I know,
Do you
we
want to
should
get a
find Steve and move on.
Right.
He's up here.
Brooksy!
Hey!
Hey!
Oi. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Like lightning, like lightning. So, how are we getting on?
You want to get yourself a sheath, mate? But a really good find.
Yeah. Except I don't know the supplier, and it was obvious you all got. I know you've got given 3 sheets. That'd have been enough for me.
Whoa!
What the hell is that?
Hold on tight.
What is that?
It's a shycock.
Yeah.
Now, imagine you go into an inn up here,
Yeah.
and what would happen is, you'd be given these little pellets of lead.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd have birds on them.
Yeah.
And what they do, they put a live chicken in the rafters, and whoever knocked the chicken and killed it,
Really?
took it home. Now, believe it or not, because it wasn't very PC correct after a while, what you do, you pay shycocks.
Okay.
Which is like a 1700s game where you've got this thing, the stand is missing on the bottom, and you get the pellets again, and you just throw the pellets at it, and you would just win the chicken. You didn't have to kill the chicken.
Oh, you didn't have to kill the chicken? Because, I was going to say, because I know there are a lot of cockfighting down here, but that is not a fighting cock. How do we know that's not a fighting cock?
No spares?
Plumage at the back.
Plumage at the back.
Plumage at the back.
They're all completely trimmed down, aren't they?
So, a really good find.
Very good find, mate. Well
Also very apt, because this tide is coming in so fast. There's a pub up there.
Yeah.
This was from the pub. This is the game they played in a pub.
Should we return it
we
to
can
its...
have a drink in that pub.
Yes.
It's just like tie it all up, wouldn't it? Nicely.
And then it will have fulfilled its destiny.
Yeah.
Only when the
Full
3 of us
circle.
are drinking. Yeah, the circle. Well, the circle is complete. Come on,
Come
then.
on, chaps.
Get yourself some wellies.
Come on.
Well, it's been a great day for the Mudmen, with finds galore in this fascinating part of London.
Also, I'm hoping to find about 6 pints of German lager.
Okay.
But before we cry yip yip ki and ride off into the sunset, it's time to examine our finds.